we are gonna go talk about our current final project. I want to just share some stuff with you. I'm gonna let Juan go right after this, and um, because what I've been working on is going to be connected to his, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun actually. So, all right, so check this out. Okay, so I spent some time this morning working on this sequence, and so
I
just
like
we've
it.
got you like it?
Yeah, I like how the light shaft came through.
It's looking
That was
good.
good. Yeah.
So we got we
Is the
got one.
floor gaps too much? It looks like twinkly stars.
I don't know what's going on there. I haven't I think the lighting needs to be rebuilt is what's going on because when I set it to a specific camera lens, it gave me a little bit more of that, and we had that issue on another project previously. So it may be either we need to open them up a little bit, um,
They
or
have
close.
opened up more. Uh,
You there's a
and
new version.
there's yeah, the new
Okay,
version.
okay. Well, we'll check that out. But this is shot one. I got a twofer out of this deal. So this is our first shot with it coming through. I may adjust the speed of the car. It's maybe a little bit slow, but what I'm liking about it is it really does pick up some nice reflections. I'm also not 1,000% yet on the purple color of the car. I think we might go with maybe something a little bit more silver or tan
Orange,
green.
maybe.
No, not orange, but tan maybe. But anyway, I'm liking it because what it's going to really depend on also is how it looks in an environment that's going to be a little bit darker. Because when we get the paint on here, we're definitely going to see it's gonna be a different thing because you don't want necessarily a dark vehicle against a dark background. That'll be hard to read.
We definitely need to put a DMI decal on that.
Oh
Just
the front license plate
yeah.
Why not
should be.
silver or white?
We can go silver or white. I would say silver would be my silver or a golden tan range.
Hmm.
I think would look really good
Are
actually. So
we
I
trying
think
to
a lighter
avoid like,
blue with lighter
light
orange.
blue might not light blue might be nice too. What were you gonna say, Joe?
are we trying to avoid like too bright and too dark of a color?
Yeah, I mean, the purple is just not my favorite for this particular one, but yeah, I mean, we can experiment and see which one we like the most. So, I want to show you the second shot here, and this is more my favorite shot actually of the two, and this one's shot with a like an 85 millimeter lens and a really tight focus on it, so the depth of field is really short. But that's what kind of makes it look real is everything being out of focus and and the cars moving and stuff like that. So I like this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think it's and so we're going to start and I'm really trying to utilize the way that Unreal handles focus extremely well. So like one of the other shots that we had that we're going to do that's going to be in yours, Dionne, is that shot of the flowers and grass and stuff in the extreme foreground, and we're focused on that, but we see the rover driving by in the background. Um,
Okay.
I want to try that with Yad's horses also, like do something where we've got them in the foreground. Something because Brandon, what you didn't see at the end of the day yesterday was Yad got his horses working and got the animation exported out of Character Creator, and it looks great. And it'll you're muted, but
Cool. Cool.
so yeah, so it's gonna be great. So the big thing, obviously, for this sequence is, and we've been talking about this for a couple of days now. Is I know John Scott's a little bit backed up, um, getting this lens working so that we can actually broadcast light out of there. And once we do that, this whole thing's going to start to feel a lot more real because we'll get lens flares and all that stuff in there. And so that's going to start to get there. In the other shot too, in even in this version, which is this is just a perspective view of it. I want to amp up the shafts of light that are coming through here. It's the light's bouncing nicely in there, but I'm really wanting those shafts in there. So we'll get that. That may end up being like a whole separate lighting package that we kick in there to light the interior, and then we turn the light shafts on from like a a square light or something like that. So, but yeah, I'm excited. This you guys, this is what happens when you get really nice assets. You get great looking renders, and so I mean, as a version one of this series of shots, this is fucking great, and I hope you guys can really start to see the we're shooting for a high level of things that we want to do for this class. And if we if we get there, this is going to be the best looking stuff that DMI's ever turned out. And I'm excited about that. Like when I'm able to get up, like my day often starts at like 5:30 in the morning, and just because it's quiet and that's the time that I get to sit down and really do stuff like this, it excites me. Like when I see like the quality of renders, I'm like, yeah, this is what we were hoping for. So and this is the kind of work that gets noticed. And so anyway, I'm excited about that. All right, Juan, you're up because yeah, you left us with a really good taste in our mouth right at the end of the day. So yesterday, so that was good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So
That's my DMI that's in there.
oh yeah, I don't know, Brandon, if you can see that he actually spelled out DMI in the trees from the aerial view.
Oh, that was cool. I know, right?
That's awesome. I love it. It
I
looks
think it's fantastic. Now let's get down to the road level and kind of look at what this forest actually looks like because um,
Studio.
there we go.
You want me to take them on the journey?
Yeah, let's go down the road and like and what we're gonna do is yeah, go ahead. I'll just let you run it. Ah!
I wasn't trying to do
Going
that.
down the road, going down the road. We're gonna take a little trip today.
It keeps. My bad. I think I'm too
That's all
zoom.
right. Um,
There we go.
there we
I
go.
really like the underground. It's really coming together.
All that stuff we're never gonna see. That looks fantastic. But yeah, there you go,
Jeez.
dude.
If I could step, if I could stop going.
Are you in game? Are you in game mode or something, or like are you trying to do like the forward and backward arrows, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's what I was doing, guiding with it. And
It's can okay.
yeah, I was too zoomed in, and yeah.
There we go. Yeah, rotate to the right there. Just yeah, that's starting to work, and we're gonna get shafts of light through the trees and all that stuff.
It looks,
Um,
I love it.
yeah, it's really good. I mean, look, as a preliminary placement of things, this is looking fantastic. And what that's why I was kind of scrambling to start my work on camera placements for because the sequence that I was just showing is the blocking version of this sequence. So once we get the cameras working and we get the movement of the rover going,
Yeah.
then we're really going to be able to see exactly where we need
I don't
to
know why
spend our
want to slow
details.
down.
Yeah. Juan, this looks awesome. You can definitely tell where we're headed, and I'm excited.
Yeah, totally.
Me too.
Yeah, so like where we're gonna end up. Okay, sorry.
It keeps going. I go
Don't worry
to
about it, dude. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Um, um, well, where we will start going is like in those moments where we really are seeing things, where we're seeing the details. We'll go in and really add some high resolution assets like rocks and grasses and things like that to really populate the stuff that's closest to the camera. And and the overall goal here too is that the camera's going to be moving all the time. Or, we're not really going to be spending a lot of time focusing on, huge, huge shots doing this or that. And so
Yeah, each shot is going to be what, between 2 and 8 seconds, I think.
we'll never get to 8 seconds. It's going to be
Yeah,
more
it's
like,
good.
yeah, two to three maximum, I think. And we're going to just keep cutting. So
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really good, dude. Like this was, yeah, I got done. I told my wife, I'm like, my students are really kicking butt right now, and so yeah, it's great stuff.
I'm mad at myself right now because I can't navigate it. It's
I
not doing
can't
like
control.
like yesterday. It went perfectly down the road, like perfectly down the road. It was a
That's
great
weird,
demo.
but like and even
I think it's because you have your road selected. Can you deselect it?
That's what I
click in the sky or something like that.
Like click the bridge.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah. And then I think you can navigate. Maybe.
It's got the
Nope.
sublime. It's got my spleens highlighted for some reason. And yesterday it wasn't highlighted.
Hmm.
I don't know why it's highlighting them.
Um,
Even when I click the tire or the bridge itself, it's I don't know. It's weird. That's weird.
Sometimes, I did run into that too. Sometimes you have to reboot, like Unreal coughs and it just
Okay.
doesn't know what to do. I think the other big thing is just getting that ramp in there. I think will be
Yeah, that was my main concern too. I had
yeah,
to. I tried like several times yesterday, and it kept like
and it
inverting it or
never
something. And it
yeah.
never.
Okay, well, okay, let's try this. So rather than doing a ramp, just take the sculpting brush and just build up there, and then build up and then erode and then smooth out, and so
Okay,
you'll be able to do it that way too. So
got you.
so yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be really cool.
Would actually bring the bridge down a whole lot more. As well.
No, no,
No.
because you need the bridge up above the water in case the water rises. You don't
I
want
mean,
us to take the bridge out, right? So the the solution is a ramp up and a ramp down.
well, I mean, we can. Never mind. I was
No,
just
go ahead.
we can
What do you
lower the
think?
water down so we're not having to sculpt all the way up to the bridge. You just take the level of whatever down more.
Um,
I mean, six one way, half a dozen the other.
you're right. I mean,
Same thing, but
yeah. So one way or the other, we'll get it sorted out. So, but my preference is to just put a little sculpt in there and be done with it because it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, dude, this has come a long way. And so and Joe, I'm excited to see where we end up with any textures that you've got to put in there. And I know you're just getting started with it. So is John Scott on? I don't think he's on yet.
Nope, not in the
Okay.
call.
My face. Overlay.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to show in terms of where they're at with things they're working on or
Um,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to.
have a lot to show, but I do kind of have a questions.
go ahead. Yeah.
Um, I'm wondering if I need to, I think I do probably want to like unstack all of the UVs here because I'm trying to work on like getting them grouped so they're easier to work with in Substance. And you know, all of these wall boards share the same material.
All right, so
But
if
if we
you're
go to the UV editor, right, then I think I need to share the whole screen instead here, sorry.
trying,
But
That's okay.
yeah, the UV editor for say like this selection of 20
yeah,
boards or whatever. I'm not sure why. That didn't pop up the first time, that's what I was looking for. Or all of these shells here are stacked for like, so there's like 200 boards and there will be no like
okay.
very
Do me a favor and try automatic and see what it gives you.
so this is automatic, but they're all just like the cubes, so they're all stacked together on top of each other.
Yeah, but there's a way on the right hand side for it
Maybe if
to
I do it for the group, because I think, you know, I did the UV one
well,
time
okay,
and duplicated the board. So
hold on.
I'm not sure if generating UVs as a group, does that would
No,
that
you
spread
can't
them
do
out?
them as a group. What you can
Okay.
do them, you have to like I would say I think it's a mesh combine and then do automatic and then you should have individuals for each
Okay.
board.
I was
That
thinking about combining stuff after this step, but then I started thinking about that
well just
after the step of grouping everything.
do a test like so grab like 20 boards, combine the mesh so you've got 20 pieces of wood in there and then run automatic on it and see what you get because then if you're just dealing with one UV then this dramatically reduces the work. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That'll do it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. So maybe we do one full side, and then just automatic.
Yeah.
The only real issue with it, and it's not going to matter in this case, is that it does lower the resolution of the image, but like literally, we're the majority of what we're doing is the color red or maroon, whatever the color is, and then
Yeah, it's just
so
Good.
the dirt and wood grain stuff.
yeah, but I think that's the way to solve that problem.
I was thinking, I don't know. I guess, yeah, the whole wall. We'll see how that looks. And then maybe like a third of the wall if it's too low res.
Right. I mean, we can always, we can always increase the size of the image, that we're exporting, in Maya. Um, so it doesn't have to be just 2048 or whatever. It can be,
And then I have version 7 is the more gaps and wiggles version. Uh and like the bends and stuff, which without all of the kind of confusing colors. So we can put that if you want to look that in Unreal, I can export
okay.
that this morning.
That sounds good. Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna just show one other thing quick. Dion, I don't, you weren't with us yesterday. I want to show you a couple other things that have transpired since I saw you. Because this will impact I've been working on the farm yard area. I'm setting up shots in there, which will translate to yours ultimately. Um,
Oh, okay. I had did some too yesterday.
you did farmyard stuff?
You know, like some shots in
Oh,
my
you did? Okay, I'm excited to see him. So give me one sec. So uh, I've got the blocking section here. Come on. That's my one real criticism of Unreal. It just takes a minute to load big sequences.
Should I combine before exporting? Would like maybe just easier? I mean, you could do it on,
Combine the entire mesh.
yeah, just for the blocking purposes.
As long as it doesn't destroy the UVs. Um, oh, you mean wait? Oh, just for blocking? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that. I don't know that I would do that for just for blocking's sake. I don't want it to uh
Okay.
cause any other issues later on. So come on, I'm at 93%. Do 94%. Dionne, do you have anything open that you want to show? If not, go ahead and load it up so we can look at it here when you're ready.
I can share it. I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know what you guys are looking for as far as shots, so it might not be what
It's
you're
okay.
looking for.
You know, you never know. There might be things that you do. They're like, oh yeah, that actually works, or that's or we can modify it to do something. So, all right, go ahead. Okay, cool. Well, that's nice.
That's looking good, Dion.
Um,
Okay.
I'll show you how
Mhm.
to go through and get rid of some of those foliage that are hanging out on the fence and certain things. But yeah,
I
that's
don't know
coming along.
why this keeps leaving, but mm, I'll coming this way, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know if you
coming.
want the camera moving.
Yeah, the camera is going to be moving. I'll show you. That's the one sequence that we haven't really developed yet is this one in terms of like, okay, so can I point a couple things out?
Hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that exact shot is perfect. Hang on. So, I don't know if you can see this or not, but like right here in this area is where I want to put the horse. And so,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so like right on this side of the, on this side of the fence, and he kind of flips his mane and that sort of thing. So we're gonna get a couple of shots of the, of the car going this way, right?
Okay.
And so we'll pick up a shot looking. The shot is going to be looking this direction,
Hmm.
right, with the car driving by, and then we're gonna like so we'll be tracking along. Car will come into frame. We're gonna be looking at the horses, that sort of thing. We'll also cut to a reverse angle, looking back this direction, right?
Okay.
Literally over the shoulder. It's going to be like over the shoulder of the horse, and so we're going to be looking back um, at the rover driving by, but the rover is going to be out of focus. We're going to be focused on the
The horse.
horse itself
Okay.
because we had that we have that one idea um, with the with the plants and flowers and stuff like that in focus in the foreground, rover
Mm.
driving by in the background. We could potentially shift that to be to using. This is kind of what you're thinking on that one, right?
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
guess I would go a little bit closer.
yeah.
Let me see.
It's more of a it's more of actually of a camera lens thing, and you can't do it in the perspective view. Um, Let me clear that. Clear all drawings. Okay. You have to use an actual camera. And
Oh,
I'll show
okay.
you how to do that because we got to set it up in sequences and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, this is great. You've made a lot of really nice a lot of really nice progress actually.
Thank
So
you. I was
yeah,
confused about the grass part.
I'm still fighting with that one because and that because it's culling higher resolution grass because it's a game engine and we've got to figure out how to get it to to extend out its circumference of higher resolution grass, because
Mhm.
there's a level of detail thing that it does, because it's a game engine where the second you get far enough away from a certain thing, it flips over to a lower resolution version.
Mhm.
And there's a gap in there between the lower resolution and higher resolution where there's like nothing. And so I've been working on it. I haven't had any success of solving that problem yet, but
Is it not just a content variable or a console variable? You just an
I
L
would think
type
so.
is
I
zero.
just haven't found it yet, and I really, I mean, I could use some help solving that issue, because it's like
Yeah.
it's just not been my friend in that
Can you go
regard.
down to the console variable down at the bottom, Dionne, where it says enter console command? Very, very
Wait.
bottom of the interface.
Where it's just where it says command.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
I see
search box.
the text box there. Yeah,
Yeah, the very, very
Wait.
bottom. Can you go to that real quick?
on the left.
On the down in the middle. Yep, right
That's
there.
it.
This.
Nope.
Okay.
To the right.
Click in the
Yeah,
box. Yep.
yeah, there you go.
Type in LOD for me.
LOD.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't hit anything, enter anything. Just type in LOD. Yep. And then I think if you do force
See,
LOD to 0, so I think it's foliage dot force LOD, and then you type in 0 after that. So click that and then do a space. I'm sorry, do a space and then 0.
there's like 3 zeros there.
Nope, you're good. And then hit enter for me. Okay, hit 1. Do the same thing and then do 1.
Wait. Just push one.
Type in LOD again.
Type in LOD and then
Oh.
do 1. Yeah. Force LOD and then do 1. Yeah. So that grass doesn't look like it has LOD set up. So that's gonna we'll have to use different grass, I think.
or go into
Yeah,
like,
it's probably a material checkbox.
yeah. So in the foliage editor, like, so see that one that says like 7,000 K or 34,000.2 K. Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect. If you go down, yeah, scroll down into the details, that's where all the level of detail stuff is in there. And this is where we have to, there's culling and other stuff in there. That's where we're gonna have to adjust it to make that particular asset work correctly. So
And there's also a lot more settings that aren't necessarily tagged in this menu, like the menu that we're looking at. All of these settings are kind of like
basic setting.
highlighted,
Yeah.
are basically settings. And then if you open up any of the little like there's the physics one and there's the mesh one and the material one, they all have more going on
Oh, it
behind the
is. There
scenes.
you
And you
What
can
does
like
this say?
really change
go.
everything.
Include in HOLD.
So that's high level of detail.
Hierarchical level of detail.
Was that what that is? Okay. So do we not want to include that, or do we want to?
I would uncheck it because we don't have a hierarchy set up, so
Let me see what the
or if
LOD
we're not using it, maybe then don't use it. I'm not sure.
let me see what the LOD is in the console variable at 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That that looked like it changed something. Now is 5 a distance? What is that?
It's level of details. So a lot of materials have level details set up. And so 1 would be like the bare minimum low poly,
Got it. Okay.
and then 2, 3, 4, and then so
Dude,
on.
okay.
Yeah.
Now now is that a global one that we just did, or is that
It's a global
okay,
thing.
good.
Yeah. And you're forcing all of the foliage to be the highest resolution that you can be.
Okay.
And I think most assets that you get from Megascans go up to 4, but I've seen people put 5 just to say, look, do the max period. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because well, so now I can but no, did you see what it's doing there? When she zooms out, watch what happens. Go ahead, out. They go away.
That's
Yeah.
the distance culling.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so that
distance.
we need to sort that out too because
And that's on the landscape.
no,
It's on
it's
the
on
actual.
the culling. At least in my understanding, it happens on a per like a per object basis. Like in the so
Nodes
there
and stuff is kind of how Unreal thinks, I think. So,
so there is a culling in there.
um, I
You might
think it
even
might also be based on it works also with the landscape tiles. There's like a level of that as well, where the
Oh god.
Go to the world settings there on the right and type in culling in the search bar.
World
The
setting.
far right. Yep, down. The bottom panel. Yep. Search culling there.
Like that.
use landscape culling.
Click it.
Yeah, see what happens.
Let's zoom
Now,
back in. Let's zoom back in. Yeah, see this show up when we get close. And it may not be you guys this may not be a problem either too because like if we set up our cameras and it's working then we may not be losing anything. But the biggest problem is like when we get out into the farmyard, we're seeing a distance, and that's where we run into the issues. But are you erasing? What are you doing? Are
Yeah, I
you
mean, I just don't like the way this one looks. I mean, it isn't. I
That's
was going to
fine.
try a different one.
Yeah, it's fine. And it's an interesting thing too because like some of the bigger plants that are in there, they don't cull. It's just the small ones that do. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that I think it's maybe a setting on a per plant like static mesh basis, right? If that makes sense. So anyway,
there's also when I Googled this the other day and this morning just now, there's the cull distance volumes,
yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's in the
which
when you
maybe we're gonna use do that.
and I was trying that myself in this particular scene, and I could not get it to work. And I mean, and it could just very well have been the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. So, but that's
Everybody's welcome to log in and do it. They
yeah.
can figure it out.
No, we'll get it. But this is why I wanted to set up the shots. Like if we get the cameras, doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're thumbs up on that movement, then we can really address what we're actually going to see because
yeah,
we may be fighting over a problem that we're not going to ever see. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I would
um,
say let's set dress and then we'll fix problems later on.
let's camera let's camera let's lock in our camera moves, and then we can see where we are with this stuff. So we're
Did we
almost there.
already?
Go ahead.
Did you already put the horses in the folder?
He's not. Oh, I don't know actually. Let me look. He didn't.
We do have the version 7 of the bridge in the group
Okay.
assets folder now.
I'm not seeing the horses yet.
Okay.
Right. We'll get him. Um, I'll text him. I'm not sure where he is. And then John Scott's locomotive is now in here, so that will be something I think what we're going to want to do. One is there's a couple of things that we're going to need John Scott to specifically do, which is his texturing uses the USD is the format for it, and he also does that for the barn. So when he shows up here, because he usually shows up a little bit late. When he shows up, I'm gonna have him specifically bring the barn in, get the texture set, save it so we don't have to deal with it again. Bring the train in to Juan's scene, set the textures so we don't have to deal with that again. and then the train, and Brandon, this is one of the things that we're trying to do is in one sequence have a spot for the train off in the distance, just kind of chugging along or sitting on a rail doing something, but it'll be a background actor just kind of sitting there as a nice you know set direction. So
Love it. That's a great idea.
yeah, it's gonna be nice. Cool. Okay, so
Like after a
um
big curve, do you want the train where you could like I could leave like an open space so when after you've been the curve and you kind of come out of the tree, the foliage of the trees, you can see the train off to the left, like in the background, maybe.
you know can we look at your scene real quick? That's actually a great question because let's sort this out because that'll be the perfect, because we can get that in there to look, it's gonna look fantastic. um
I figured out why I wasn't able to go on the road and stuff too as well because I was left clicking instead of right clicking.
Good morning. Okay. There we go. All right. So, where are we?
Going to
Oh,
the
we're going to
bridge.
the bridge. I got you. Okay. Keep going.
There's my tire. Hey, tire. How you doing, buddy?
So my thinking is that yeah, you're right. When we get down to that curve, there should ultimately be an open gap that we're seeing, because we kind of had we envisioned it as kind of like a tunnel of trees that we're seeing. The rover drives through around the curve, and we're seeing off into yeah, here we go. Yeah, right. Um,
We'll name the little wheel Freddy. How's that sound?
Wait, what?
ready the wheel.
Never mind, Wendy.
All right, we're
And
okay. So
bam.
yeah, maybe out here, right?
Like,
Yeah, that's farther out than I was thinking.
yeah,
Because
okay.
we're
I mean, I can cut the foliage back too as well, depending
yeah,
on what.
we may have to cut a gap in there, but like back, okay, so back where you were with where the fence was,
Yes, sir.
that's where I was thinking. If we can have a tunnel there of foliage, like in the reference picture, that we can see around that curve out through the tunnel, we could absolutely have his train chugging past off in the distance.
Okay.
And we may be a little bit too far. I can't really tell where we're actually at this point, but um, okay.
I just the fence is with the curve
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if you rotate and look back down the road, what do we see?
Oh crap! My
Yeah,
fault.
there we
My
yep.
fault. I hit the wrong button.
Left click, right click. Oh my God. Um, this lighting is looking really okay. So is the fence on the left or the right hand side?
On the left.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so maybe okay, so that's
Oh
not
no, sorry,
bad.
it's on the right. I'm my
Okay,
bad.
so
My
yeah,
bad. I got the
look
camera
the other
rotated
direction.
wrong.
Yep. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of, so if the camera's off on the left-hand side of the road on the other side of where the fence is, yeah, right where your mouse is, right there. So if we put the camera right there, let's see what do we see?
Oh, see me messing up.
Yeah. Yeah, just hit F now and get there. There we go. All right, so that is what I was that's a great shot actually, because I love the light coming through there. Now, can I real
Yeah, yeah,
quick?
yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Go ahead, take over. Definitely.
Um hang on, give me a second. It's bright in here. And I can't see anything. Okay.
I can go back and dial some of the foliage back so more of the rays of light
So
come in
yeah,
more.
no, we're in the ballpark here. Okay, so like, come on. This was okay. So let me just show you. Just we'll hold it there for 1 second, but this is what I'm thinking. Um, that shot? Give me a second. I'll find the picture because I have lost it.
That one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? So we've got if we can open that up, so we're looking through that tunnel, and then even so where that kind of mound is, that's like I'm gonna draw here real quick if I can.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, sir, yes,
Right
sir.
on your screen here. So give me
Right
a
here.
second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rover comes through, goes around the curve like this, right? So this whole mound doesn't need to be there. So we're going to look straight through, and off in the distance, his train's going to be going through like that. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yeah, totally, totally, totally,
So,
totally.
and I think that will work. So if we yeah, okay, stop and whatever. I can't. How do you stop annotate? One more time here.
Yes, sir.
It won't. It won't. Never mind. I got it.
No, no, you're fine. You're totally fine. I see what you're saying though, as far as like when you bend the curb and have the clear, like the straight ahead clearance.
Right. So if we're open, okay, I'm going to go back to annotate again. So if we're open here, now we're seeing out into that valley or whatever, right? And then we'll see his train going by out in the distance. It's going to be small,
Okay.
maybe a little bit smaller than he wants it to be, but that's an opportunity. But I think that's probably the best opportunity to put his train in.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could make it erase, literally erase, just make a straight.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We'll just get rid of those. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Cool.
No.
I'm excited. This is you guys thank you all for the hard work because I hope you can all see that the stuff's starting to pay off a little bit. Like I know it's always tough when you get started and you're literally starting with kind of a blank slate on things but then you start putting stuff together and it's like wow that's actually working now. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Yeah. Um and Dionne, this is stuff you haven't seen yet.
Okay.
So I was, well, that isn't what I wanted. Okay. So I was working specifically, this is my blocking version, but as long as everything's in the same spot. Um, so these are kind of the beauty shots that I was setting up, one like that. I don't love this one yet, but I'm getting there. Um, are you kidding again? Mm, there we go. Here's another one. So, we're doing some close-ups, and then we'll get the lights
I
on
like that
here.
one. And you got the
Yeah,
I
that's
windmill.
like this
nice.
shot a lot too, actually.
See the
Um,
windmill.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
So, and this is what I'm getting at, right? So, when we start locking in these camera angles, then we can go, okay, yeah, cool. All right, I need to build right in, I need to build right in here. I need to add a few things in here. And everything that falls outside of that area, I don't care about anymore. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's gonna really, really help us focus on very, very specific things too. So um so the shots are coming in, and I hope that makes sense. So it's gonna really help get more of this stuff going. But if I were you, Dionne, what I would do is go ahead and set up a camera out in the where I drew that circle where the horse is going to be. I don't have a horse for you yet, but I know you have like a stand-in.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and set up a couple of shots out in, on the opposite side of the fence looking back towards the road, and then we can start to block that in.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. We're making great progress. Really, I'm like I said at the beginning. I genuinely feel like this is some of the best stuff that we've turned out, and you can see it coming. And it's like if we just start adding more and more details, and we start the next part of this is going to be, getting the lighting working, getting reflections working, getting all of our surfaces and all that stuff working over this next week. You're going to see these shots improve dramatically. But like these version ones are already starting to like have some, like, okay, I can see that. I can really see where we're headed with this now. And that, like, once the vision starts to etch itself out, then it's like, all right, this is working. One of the things that really deal with a lot, and when we get into this a little bit more next week, I'm going to spend a little time talking about how the cameras work and how lensing works and things like that, because these like shallow depth of field, which is, hyper focus, like on the front bumper or the Land Rover badge at the beginning, and everything falling out into blur in the background. That's specific lensing that you have to make very, very specific choices on to get that look. And I'll get into that with you guys next week and kind of discuss how we get that look working. And because that's something that I want you all to be able to take with you out into the world. So um anyway, so great work. I'm really excited what we're doing here. So
Same. Very
any
proud of
any
you
other
guys.
final questions or comments before I'm gonna kill the live stream here in a second?
No, just to confirm, you mean like this? I just want to make sure. For this, let's make sure the barn is in it. Horse right there.
Yeah, exactly. And then we
Okay.
are going to be looking across the road
Gotcha. Okay.
too. Now, I don't know what we see. Like that becomes the issue. What are we seeing on the other side? And maybe, and maybe that's actually a good spot for Wendy's pole barn. I had thought about putting it down in the farmyard area, but it may actually serve a purpose on the other side of the road. We'll have to see, because it,
Use it for the
well,
horses.
well, yeah, obviously you would. But I don't have, maybe we put more horses on the other side. I don't know. But um we'll just
Can
have
I,
to see what the camera sees looking back that direction. And so
can I
Okay.
speculate something real quick with this scene?
please, yeah, go ahead.
Size proportion with the vehicle in the barn doesn't look correct to me.
I have to agree with that. It's felt a little bit weird.
Like I feel like if we
Haven't touched
scaled the
anything.
barn up, I think that would be what we need to do.
It feels like the barn has gotten small, or
Did the
the
barn get the 30.48 treatment?
it may not have. So
I haven't touched anything.
There's should be good if we set the scale to 30.48.
if you go down, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Make
you're
sure
right.
it's locked.
Yeah, lock for uniform scale it to 30.48.
There's a lock to the left of that, Dionne.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Change
we
all
just-
these?
Okay.
Well,
No.
you only have to do one if you click the lock. There you
Yeah.
go. Apparently
Well,
not. Okay.
no, you have to unlock it, change the X to 1 again, and then you can lock it and then change it all at once. So yeah, unlock it and then lock it now, and then do the parameter.
What was it?
30.48. Hit enter.
And that is feet to centimeters
Dear God.
because there's 30.48 feet in a centimeter. So I don't know, maybe something changed. This is the reworked one.
It seems
Do 3. Put 3 in there just to see what that looks like.
that seems a little bit more.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want it sitting out, that
Right.
over the edge. You'll have to get shoved a little bit farther back, but yeah, I
Does
think
that
that
mean my
looks
fence has
that
to change too?
one more time.
Does that mean my fence has to change too?
Not necessarily. Well, let's place the barn and we'll see where we're at here. So just just slide it to the right. Yeah, the other arrow. The grab the other arrow. That one. Yep. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. Make sure it's on the ground too. There you go. It looks a lot better proportion
It does
wise.
feel proportional now, except for it feels sunken into the. Am I wrong?
No, bring it
My
up.
fence is just huh?
Bring it
Yeah,
up.
hit.
There you go. It just needs to rotate, or you need to sculpt some landscape back up into it from the backside.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot better. I would probably bring over the right side of the fence over just to the right, but the fence looks good like that, I think. I kind of like the idea that the fence goes to the back of the barn.
It does make sense, actually. It's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
So don't move the backside?
Correct.
Okay.
You can measure things in the orthographic views by holding down the middle mouse button. So like if you go to the top view, it's supposed to be you should be about 1200 long. And that's, if we're in that range, then that's what I was shooting for.
Yeah, we're gonna have to flatten some stuff back there.
I think scaling up the barn for this scene made it 10 times better, to be honest.
It does feel better. Yeah, I agree. But Dionne, you can see to the right, off screen there that it needs we need to
Yeah, right here.
sculpt it flat. So
Yeah.
okay.
I would erase, honestly.
No.
What does that say?
The layer was locked. No, I have no idea.
I would
Yeah.
erase. I would erase all that right there. Yeah.
I hate doing
Yeah,
this.
and in fact, actually, that's that makes sense because like that whole area initially anyway was intended to be it was flat from the get go. Like I kind of never raised it
Yeah.
or I had no intention of it being raised.
Yeah. And
Because
now you can smooth that out right
yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's great.
Cool.
Perfect.
Good.
That works.
You guys,
Awesome.
I hope do you guys like this as a process? Just being able to kind of see this as a team and see what's going on. I don't
Oh
know that
yeah, definitely, definitely.
I don't know if I would flatten out there necessarily, but
Oh, I was just stopping. There's no
oh,
wrong.
okay. All right. So far so good. I think this is actually really helping. And I do think that the fence feels right. It's scale wise, it feels right. So
Are we keeping this tractor in here?
yeah.
Tractor
Um
needs to be scaled up too.
Definitely.
yeah, it needs to be and just bear in mind that the tractor is a movable thing as per on a shot by shot basis. So
Right.
when we're in the when we cut this stuff together, um, we may or may not, it may be in one spot, for a wide shot, and then we may slide it over a little bit so it's in the right place for another shot. So
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this is looking a lot better, actually.
Love it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Good work. Okay. I'm gonna kill this thing now, so nice stuff.